Welcome to the Holistic Mystic Show. It has been a hot second since we've had our show, as I took some time off to really allow myself for having time to do an inner reset. We, we're in the winter months, we're in this time of inner reflection, of going within this hibernation, looking at our shadows, and it's this winter energy. And so I did have some time to do that with myself. I'm still kind of in that phase, but I wanted to really come back on now that we have started a new year according to the Matrix. I believe, a new year really is in the spring. I honor that with the seasons. But during this time, I have had so much come through already from this time of reflection of really what I want to do with this show. And I've, recognized it's been such a blessing to have this space for, I think it's been like 4 years now. And it's interesting to see all of the new incarnations that this show takes on, and this community takes on. And this new incarnation that I've received from spirit is all about community and lifting each other up and elevating you guys and giving you all a platform, as well as myself, to share your medicine and your message for the collective. I think it's important that we start inviting each other and lifting each other up and introducing each other to each other's community and networking, so that we can find the people that we're meant to work with. And I think it's such a blessing to have been able to see this new incarnation. And if you don't already know, if you're watching this, I record this weekly show live in our free Facebook community. That's where you can add your 2 cents in. You can ask questions regarding the material we're covering. So if you're watching this recording on YouTube or potentially on Spotify when I get that up and going, if you would like to join us in our group, we have our weekly show and also a prayer circle that we have once a month. You can find that link in wherever the bio section is where you're listening or watching to this. So, yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. Today, we're going to be talking about feeling safe to be seen. I really took time to reflect on what you guys said that you wanted and you needed for this training space, for this Ascension Vortex show, for this weekly show, the Holistic Mystic Show. And you guys told me that you wanted more training around confidence and owning your gifts and being able to share your gifts unapologetically, whether that is holistic wellness, to tend to yourself, or maybe, throat chakra, to express, from your authentic space, from the space that feels raw and juicy and real, and you don't have to filter yourself, that space. Um, so holistic tips and tricks, wellness help, as well as tangible ways to um grow your gifts and to share your gifts. And so I'm listening. And that's what we're talking about today, to really feel seen and safe to be seen in your bigness, in your fucking badass, unapologetic self. So who's with me? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to check the comments here. Hello, hello. I see you guys commenting, but I cannot see the comments. So that's weird. However, I will just move on. So if you're commenting, hello, welcome. My name is Boston Summer. It is my soul mission to help lightworkers prosper, whether that is through soul healing or career training, and helping you guys to become a vibrational match to the clients and the money and the opportunities that you want to call in. So if that's you, say, hell yeah, that's me. Let me know in the comments. If you're watching live, say hello. We are going to dive in. So, of course, if you have questions, feel free to share them. I would love to answer them. Let me actually pull them up on my phone so that I do not miss out on your questions. I think that's a really important piece too. Oh, it's Micah. Hi, Micah. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay. I got your comments. So, as we're in this space of it being winter and it's this dark reflection, this inner world opening to what's there for us in our heart, in our womb, and in our soul, this exploration and curiosity of what the fuck we haven't been looking at, right? I'm curious to know, is this energy of hiding there? Because when we retreat, it's a kind of like we get comfortable in that retreating. And as an entrepreneur, as someone who is, a voice and a pillar for their community, I think it's important to be transparent about what's going on behind the scenes. And so maybe you need a little gentle push forward today to start showing up and letting yourself be seen in what is transpiring behind the curtains. And of course, that's from a space of being in fully embodied. If you're feeling vulnerable and shaky, and don't share things uh that aren't going to feel good to your system to share, but things that you have fully reflected on and have completed, like learning a lesson on. How can you show up and start to share that for those people that are watching you, those people that need to hear some hope and inspiration? Because I know you guys are going through it, I'm going through it too, and we all know that our soulmate clients are also going through it right now. And so that has inspired me, by knowing that, to show up in this space of, yes, I'm holding both, right? I'm holding having time for my inner reflection, as well as being able to hold space for others. And that's what it means to be a leader, is showing up during the times that people need you, not only when you're fully integrated and healed and right? How can we hold both? And so we cannot hold both. We cannot show up as our most expressive and embodied and in what's the word? Vitalitas, what's the word? Vital self, like fully awakened and alive. And like, this is what it means to be human. We can't show up in that space if we are not aware of what our blocks are, or we don't feel safe to show up as that person, right? So our nervous system and our ego, they go haywire at the thought of change or doing things that we aren't fully comfortable doing. And we may tell ourselves that we want A, B, or C. We want to sign our dream clients. We want to come out with these beautiful offers and programs and one-on-one packages. And we want to make a lot of money while doing our soul work, right? But deep down, our protectors, they tell us something else. They are in our mind. They're in the form of like our inner mind critic, or oh, don't go too far, don't share that, like, just let's hold that back to ourselves. Micah says, I went live with a training in my group today and held space for a friend. Oh yeah. As well, I took a nap, cried in a self-love bath. I felt great as I get ready for supper. Yes, exactly. How can we show up in the space of holding both? So I'm curious, today we're talking about feeling safe to be seen. And I'm going to share 3 things, and let me know in the comments, in the chat, which one you relate to when it comes to this topic of feeling safe to be seen. 1, Inner imposter syndrome. 2, someone is talking to you about what's going on in their life and you have a way to help them, but you stay quiet. Or 3, comparison. Maybe it's elevating, pedestaling a mentor. Maybe it's pedestaling or elevating, your peers that you see them doing all these great things, but you're not, la, 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 da, da. Which one of those do you relate to the most with right now in your heart? And it can change next week. Imposter syndrome, this energy of suppressing your solution to your clients, or comparison. When it comes to these things, this is the meat and potatoes of what I want to share today. Is the first example, when we're talking about and feeling safe to be seen, and we have this energy of imposter syndrome, more than likely the core root of that is that we literally just need more hands-on practice or experience with that modality, or a coaching framework, or a business strategy. And that might mean you need hands-on practice with a mentor, or to help you get out of your head and to help you to see your blind spots. Or maybe you just need that practice with a client, or just showing up in the repetitive motion of doing it. Because once you get enough practice and you know something, you're not going to have imposter syndrome, because you fucking know it, right? There's no doubt. We have people in the chat saying imposter syndrome. Yeah, so this is for you. When it comes to imposter syndrome, we cannot get over that unless we have done it 50 to 100 times. So let's say you are a Reiki practitioner and you have only practiced Reiki. I'm just making this up, by the way. And you've only practiced Reiki on yourself maybe like 10 times, on a client maybe like 4 times. Yeah, you're probably going to feel imposter syndrome because you haven't fully embodied what that medicine is. You don't know what to do if A, B, or C comes up, right? And that doesn't mean you need to go get another certification. It just means, how can we go deeper with what you know so that's fully rooted? Let me know how that lands. The second thing where I'm sharing today around this topic, the example of someone's talking to you. Maybe you're having a divine appointment with either a soulmate client or one of those dream clients that you like wish you could work with, and they're talking about da 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 da, right? I'm filling whatever your client's ideal client's pain point is. And if you don't know what that is, maybe now's the time to figure that out, right? They're talking about what's going on in their life, and they're just like, your person. You're like, man, I could help them so much if they only knew A, B, or C. Then their whole life would change. But the thing here is that you stay quiet. Have you ever done that? So the core root of this is really, there's some suppressed voice. There's a fear of rejection of why you're not speaking up. There's a lot of throat chakra work, which throat chakra is connected to sacral chakra. So this creativity, this knowing of who you are, right? Our soul lives in our solar plexus, in the pelvic bowl. That is the seat of the soul. And so there's so much we could unpack with that alone. Maybe you'll have a training on that, but the suppressed voice needs to find a way to express itself. And so maybe you need a safe place to talk about what your benefits are, and to kind of role play that scenario with a client. Or maybe it's just you need to go for it, right? Or how can you start showing up online or in person and start sharing things that feel like a little bit edgy for you to share, but it's rehearsed and it's pre-wrote out, it's pre-scripted so that you know what to say when someone says something, right? And this is where we have a little bit of strategy come in. And of course, there's always room for spirit. We always make room for spirit. But sometimes our brain tries to fuck us because literally that part of your brain gets shut off and we can't access it when we're in fear or fight or flight. It's literally like science. And so when we have pre-scripted things, then we can kind of get over that hump of it staying stuck in our throat. So let me know how that lands. And if the third one is you, this energy of comparison comes up when it comes to kind of being afraid to people to see you in your bigness. It could be kind of both, honestly. It could be one end of the spectrum of comparing yourself and you're not good enough, or it could be comparing yourself and you feeling like, you know, you're better than everyone and da 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 da, and like, I don't know. I'm not going to go into that energy. However, it's this energy of like, this core root is maybe you are saying what you think they want to hear. If you're comparing yourself to someone, then you're probably trying to be someone that you're not. Or if you're elevating yourself and positioning yourself as high and mighty and grand, you're probably not really speaking from the heart. And so it comes down to this energy of getting really rooted in who you are. Knowing what you are stand for, what your values are, and what makes you motherfucking unique, but not in a way that makes you grandiose, but in a space of like, I know I'm great and you're also great. And how can we make this world great? Because I'm just as good as someone down the road. I deserve to be seen and my voice to be listened to and my message to be heard. And that doesn't mean that you're over like screaming above everyone else. You're just staying as a pillar, grounded and centered and rooted in who you are, what you stand for, and your ideal clients come and find you from that space. So let me know how that lands. If these three, whichever one was the energy that you feel is the most alive right now for you, how does that feel to try on where your next steps are and how you can pivot to grow and feel a little bit more open to being seen? Let me know in the chat. When you are being your most unapologetic version of yourself, you can feel safe to be seen and you share your medicine with your community and the ones you love. When we start to share our voice unapologetically, be afraid, be prepared for all of these past things to come up. Whether it's relationships or finances or your health, you will come face to face with parts of you that haven't been given enough love or attention. This nervous system dysregulation, right? We are scared. And so that's probably why these core roots are coming up. But when we move past that, when we tend to ourselves, we can go deeper and we can become a person and a version of ourselves that does the things even if they're scared. Most people subconsciously turn away because, or they keep themselves busy by doing literally anything else because these things are hard to look at. However, the part of ourselves will always be there, trying to get our attention. That part of us that has a mission, that knows this is the path, that knows that there's work to be done and that you can do it, that you can overcome that. So, what do we spiritual souls who are dedicated to our mission do when we're in these spaces of doubt or feeling like, oh, that person's better than me? They show up anyways. You cannot believe how many times I have fallen down. I've cried at my altar. I've cried to my mentor. Why is this not working for me? I see my beautiful sisters doing it and they're succeeding and they're doing it so great. Like, why is this not working for me? My heart is there. We have to be willing. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes so that you can liberate yourself and make the world a better place. Are you willing to do that? The best thing we can do for ourselves and our businesses is to become radically self-aware. Know ourselves. Know when we're going into these places of doubt, right? Let me go back to my notes of imposter syndrome. When we start to doubt that we don't know what we're doing, but we do know what we're doing. Maybe we just need to wipe the dust off of our tools and get them back out and start working on ourselves so that we are in practice. That's what it means to be a practitioner of energy work. We're in practice. We don't let our gifts go stagnant or comparing ourselves or judging or holding ourselves back by not speaking up, or maybe yelling across and thinking that our shit is better than everyone else's. Like, slow down. Let's get back in heart. Let's get back in center. Become aware. Pay attention to our heart, our womb, our thought processes. Like, scheduling self check-ins is my life hack. Give yourself the permission to do what you need to do. When we tend to ourselves, our inner state, we start showing up externally in ways that we didn't think that were possible for us to do. If you want to dissolve the blocks that are holding you back, if you want to feel confident, completely confident, sharing your voice and your offers so that you can set yourself up for financial future, for stability, sustainability in your business, to make an impact in the lives of those dream clients that you really, really, really want to work with. If you want to build that life, listen up. Since about 2023, I have been working to bring business training to the spiritual community that is both hands-on support, but it's still affordable for growing entrepreneurs. And I have created a new business container for spiritual entrepreneurs who are on the verge of your next big breakthrough. But you just need the strategy and the mentorship to make it happen. I have an invitation for you. My brand new divine expression of how spirit's moving through me to serve the collective is called the Business Ascension Academy. I've completely re-envisioned, along with this show, along with a lot of things in my business, I've really re-envisioned, rebranded, completely redone my business mastermind. And now I have turned it into an academy because I think it's important to teach a skill set so that you guys have something that you will be able to walk away from at the end of the program, a skill set that no one can take away from you. And you can rinse and repeat whenever you need more money or whenever you have a new offer that you've created, because I know you're multi-passionate because I am too. It is a business training to help you to uh, serve your soul's mission through passion, through having a purpose and a business strategy that actually works and feels good. So what makes my business training unique though is that I bring spirituality into the picture. We were talking about how important it is for these emotional, energetic pieces. And so I bring to our curriculum, our monthly workshops, our weekly support calls, energetics and prayer and ritual and these pieces of tending to the self, this self-liberation journey, because that is literally what running a business is how do I get out of my own way so that I can show up to be this person that my client needs, right? So my goal for this space is to create a launching pad for healers and coaches to really get behind their offers, ground into their mission, and become the most confident as fuck version of themselves that fully owns that next reality, that reality that they want to create and step into it. This journey of being an entrepreneur is for people, for those who are deeply devoted. And they're willing to look at their gaps. They're willing to choose to transform themselves over and over and over again. And they invest in their healing, in their business strategy, and they stay committed to believing that they are capable of doing that, of creating their dreams. And I invite you to be 1% more brave and in your power than in your fear. If this is speaking to you, if your heart is pounding, you're like, I wonder if that would be for me, drop a heart emoji and I will send you the link to book a discovery call. It's completely complimentary. We start in 1 month. Well, yeah, about 4 weeks from now. If you're watching the replay, just reach out to me and I will let you know when the next enrollment date is open. I believe in you. I love you. I trust that this served you. Let me know in the comments what your takeaway was from this call. But if you want to be a part of this business academy, drop a heart emoji. Until next time, namaste. Bye.